everybody, it's Pineapple here, back with another video. So, today I wanted to give my thoughts on what I think Konami's going to ban, not what I want banned. So this is a ban list prediction, not a wish list, and unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do a lot. That's my personal opinion. You're welcome to disagree. I hope I'm wrong, but this is my prediction. Note that it is not my wish list. That video will be out in the coming days. So, let's jump right into it, and we're going to start off with what I predict, my prediction for what they're going to ban. And that's very simple. They're probably going to ban Barrier Statue. This card's just so toxic and flu. It's a searchable Vanity's Emptiness, effectively, because no one's playing wind monsters except flu, and they don't special summon. But regardless, this card is super toxic, super searchable. It's time for it to go. It's just got the axe in the OCG. It got the axe in Master Duel. I don't see why it won't get the axe in the TCG. I think this is a no-brainer and should be gone. It's toxic. It's not fun to play with or against. Flu's not fun to play with or against either, but I don't think they're going to hit it any harder than, just Barrier Statue. So, we'll move on to Super Poly. This card, with the existence of Garura, holy fuck, it feels like there's no real way to play around Super Poly anymore. I mean, there are ways, but it's very, very frustrating. There's no way to play against it. There's no counterplay. It's just, oh, your board can be super polyed. Anyways, here's Super Poly. The fact that it's a quick play, spell speed 4 card is ridiculous. I hate it. I think they're going to ban it. I hope they're going to ban it. But, yeah, I certainly hope they're going to ban it, but I am very sketchy about putting this one here because they just released Garura about 6 months ago. But I do believe they're going to ban it. Moving on to our extra deck, we have Kit Kalos. Tier Element has been in the game for about 6 months now. And in that 6 month span, this card is the enabler of so much bullshit. And if you're going to hit the deck, you're going to hit it right here. I actually think that when you ban Kit Kalos, you get more interesting builds of Tier Element instead of just Kalos Turbo. You play King of the Swamp, and you play like interesting fusions like the Grapha fusion, etc., etc. The fact that it's Search Marley, then Mill 8 is just obscene. It does so much for the deck, and it'll probably be the hit that's got to go. I honestly would prefer them ban Instant Fusion and this, but I don't see them doing both. That would be too smart. Instant Fusion is a stupid sacky one-of. Get rid of it, please. Then we have Elf. If you're going to hit Tier Element and you're going to hit Flu, you got to hit Sprite, and the fact that Elf is splashable in Tier Element, I get that Sprint is probably better. It's just that Elf is older, and so I'm saying that they're going to ban Elf. The fact that it gives targeting protection to monsters that were not intended to have it is also incredibly frustrating. Like, giving Toad targeting protection is like, oh my god, it's just so annoying. It's so frustrating. I don't like it at all. But, regardless, I do think they're going to give Elf the axe, since the OTS leak, I believe, was, it's for Sprite Blue, not Elf anymore. I think they're going to get rid of Elf. Now, for our limited section, it's a lot more deeper, a lot more interesting, and we're going to dive into it a lot. First up, we have Blaster. Blaster is the Fire Dragon Ruler. He pops when he is summoned, or when does he pop? I forget when he pops. It's not important. The point is he's the second weakest Dragon Ruler. He can come back. Fire attribute also fucking sucks. I get that Dargans are good because they're Dargans, but Blaster can come back to 1, in my opinion. I think they're going to do this because the simple reason that I think this is going to be a list where they're not going to rein in Tier Element as much as they are going to be giving us more tools to like make other decks viable and be like, hey, go play these other decks. Like, we're giving you back tools to play them, and we're going to like limit a bunch of Tier Element names and stuff. That's my prediction personally, as you'll see in our limited list up here. But I think they're going to give us back Blaster. I think it's super interesting. You can play it in Rescue Ace. You can minus yourself like 2 cards, more than Rescue Ace does already. But anyways, I think they're going to bring it back. Next up, we have Master Plan. If they kill the format, as one historic format falls, Spiral rises to take its place, and I think they're going to put Master Plan to 1. Like I said in the second explaining the banned cards video, I think you're going to see this card come back. I get that Magician's Souls is fucking insane with this card, but I do believe that Master Plan is going to return to the game, and Spiral will make a return just because of it doesn't do anything that is so inherently broken that it can never come off the ban list, and I think we're due to see it off the ban list. I just see it coming off. I think this is going to be an unlimited ban list, much less than a murder ban list. Next up, we have Sheeran. Just limiting names for tier element. I think they're going to go about this the wrong way. They're going to put names to 1, which is fine. It makes the deck less consistent, but also more sacky. Sheeran's one of the better names. I think Merly's the problem card, but they're going to do Sheeran because people search it more in combo with like Planet and such. But, you know, it is what it is. Next up, Harp. I think they're going to put Harp to 1. People have been saying this card is going to come back for ages. I think it's finally time it's going to come back. I'm going to say this until the sun burns out of the sky because Harp can come to 3 right now, but I think they're finally going to put it to 1. Hopefully, Copium. Next up, we have all of the Ishizu cards. I don't think they have the balls to ban them. I want these cards banned, but I think they're going to put them to 1 to make them sacky and frustrating because they're Konami. But, you know, it is what it is. I do think they're going to put them to 1. It makes sense. They're too new. They're only like 2 months old to ban them. The Millers are fucking annoying. Just milling shit out of your deck is like so frustrating. The Shufflers are the Shufflers. They're fucking annoying. They kill other graveyard strategies that aren't tier element, and I think making them less consistent is how Konami's going to go about nerfing them and trying to hit tier element. We then have Havness, the archetypal hand trap for tier element. I think they're going to say, hey, Havness is the annoying card that lets them play turn 0. Let's make it sacky and annoying to an even larger extent, so that instead of like a 1 in 5 chance, you have like a 1 in 15 chance of opening it. That's my vision for them. I think they're also going to put Map to 1. Just another Flu hit for Flu's consistency, just to get the deck out of here. They've made their money on Flu. They've done the reprints. The deck is cheap as hell. No one wants to see this deck. I think they're just going to be like, hey, we banned Statue and we put Map to 1. Happy? And we're going to go, okay. And then we're going to get zone locked by Kashtira and cry. We also have Primeval Planet Pelourinho. You know, just another sacky one-off they're going to make. But yeah, I do think limiting Planet is fine. I think it's fine. I do think that's what they're going to do because this card is clearly a problem card and should probably be banned, but they're going to keep it at 1 because, you know, it's a lure archetype. In the extra deck, we have Ancient Fairy Dragon. I am not saying that the Ancient Fairy Dragon without its errata can come back and will come back. I am saying that the version of Ancient Fairy Dragon that was eroded in the OCG is going to come to the TCG, which is just what we have right now with a hard once per turn. And I do think that's going to happen. So I think this one's kind of a lock. You can probably pencil this one in. But there's not much to say. It's probably going to come back with an errata that makes it so that you can't loop things. But yeah, it should be coming back. Dryden, I think they're going to give us more tools to deal with tier element, as well as though Dryden doesn't really do that. But I think they're just going to do it anyways, you know, give us the 8th Zeus material. But yeah, it's Dryden. You know what this card does. It pops things. And it can snipe continuous cards and field spells, and I think that's great. I think Dryden's fine. It should definitely come back. Master Duel has proved that Zodiac is, while in its current form, is not good enough to compete, although I still think it is the most powerful deck of all time. That is my personal opinion. Note that a lot of people are going to tell me, oh, tier element's better. Fusion Sub-Zoo is insane. It's ridiculous. We then have Zenmaity. I think they're going to put Zenmaity to 1. They're going to be like, hey, play Wind Up, you know? It's 2012 again, but it's not going to be enough. It's not enough to make it playable. So yeah, I do think they're going to bring back Zenmaity. And the one that a lot of people are going to be really happy with, Electromite. I think they're going to bring back Electromite. I don't think Pendulum does anything in the OCG. I think that they're going to bring this card back. That's my personal opinion. I hope they're going to bring it back, and I think they're going to bring it back this time, surely. Valence will be playable. But yeah, that's it for the limited section. Let's move on to the unlimited section, or sorry, the semi-limited section. So for our semi-limited section, there's not a lot of cards. I don't really like semi-limiting things, but I think that Konami uses it as a sort of like quarantine zone. So first up, Cyberjar. They just unbanned this card. I think they're going to put it to 2. You know, it doesn't do anything, and they're just going to put it to 2. And be like, hey, here's Cyberjar. They also might keep it at 1 because of Morphing Jar. Actually, thinking about it now, they're probably not going to bring this back to 2, even though they just unlimited it, or put it to 1, sorry. But whatever. Red Rose, they put this because of the Rose Tenyi deck. That deck is dead because Hulk is dead and Auroradon is dead. This card, they should probably be bringing this back to 1. I don't know if they will, but I think they will. Then we have Gazelle. They're going to start bringing back the toss stuff, you know, like, hey, play the toss stuff, it's better now. Like, try to beat Tearlament. It's not going to be enough. And then finally we have Archfiend and Launcher to 2. I think they're going to say, hey, Infernity doesn't do anything because you can't play hand traps. So here, play the Infernity cards. I think they're going to bring these back. I think they should bring these back. Infernity is a unique deck that rewards unique deck building, is an extreme glass cannon, except for the fact that it searches 3 judgments, but that's irrelevant. Let's move on to our unlimited section. So for our unlimited section, there's only really one card, and that's Recital Starling. They put this card to 2 last ban list, and the biggest difference for this card is the difference between 1 and 2, because at 2 you can make UDF with it while searching enough names to continue on your combo farther. So I think they're going to put this card to 3. It doesn't change anything. You're only playing 2 Recital Starling anyway, although you might play 3 because of Kashtira at this point. But regardless, I do believe that they're going to put this card to 3. That's all I've really got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. And of course, I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah, I will catch you later.